Many people believe willpower is the secret to weight loss. They think pure determination is enough to succeed. However, this common belief often sets people up for failure. Diets are started with strong resolve, but that resolve frequently disappears over time. This is not a sign of personal weakness. It is a fundamental misunderstanding of how our self-control actually operates. The advice to simply try harder ignores the complex science behind our daily choices and struggles. The concept of willpower needs a closer look. Think of it like a muscle. This muscle can get tired. Scientists call this ego depletion. Every time you make a decision, you use some willpower. Resisting a tempting snack uses willpower. Dealing with a difficult colleague uses willpower. By the end of the day, your willpower reserve can be quite low. This makes it much harder to make healthy choices, especially when you are already tired or stressed from other demands. This depletion of willpower has serious implications for weight loss. When your self-control is drained, you are more vulnerable. Impulsive decisions become more likely. Sticking to a rigid diet requires constant vigilance. This is incredibly difficult to maintain day after day. Imagine trying to hold your breath for hours. Eventually, you must gasp for air. Similarly, constant restriction without a better system often leads to giving in. Stress and fatigue are major drains on this limited mental resource, making dietary adherence a tough battle. Therefore, relying only on willpower for long-term weight management is often an ineffective strategy. It asks individuals to constantly fight their internal states and external cues. This approach neglects the powerful influence of our habits. It also overlooks the environment we live in. Instead of blaming a lack of willpower for setbacks, we need a new perspective. We need to understand the psychological forces at play. Then we can build systems that support our goals rather than depleting our mental energy. Our brains are incredibly efficient. They love to create habits. Habits are actions that become automatic. This automation saves mental energy. Many of our eating behaviors are not conscious choices. They are ingrained habits. A habit consists of three parts: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is a trigger. The routine is the behavior itself. The reward reinforces the loop. Understanding this habit loop is the first step to changing unwanted eating patterns. These patterns often run on autopilot. Cues are the triggers that initiate a habit. They can be almost anything. A specific time of day can be a cue. Entering a particular room, like the kitchen, can be a cue. Emotions such as stress or boredom are powerful cues. Even seeing certain people can trigger a habitual response. For instance, turning on the television might be a cue to grab a snack. This happens even if you are not physically hungry. The brain learns this association. It becomes stronger with each repetition. The routine is the actual behavior in the habit loop. For eating habits, this could be reaching for a bag of chips. It might be ordering takeout after a long day. It could be pouring a sugary drink when you feel tired. Once a cue is recognized by the brain, the routine often follows without much thought. Trying to use willpower to stop a deeply ingrained routine is very challenging. It feels like fighting against a strong current. The brain naturally prefers the path of least resistance, which is the established habit. The reward is what reinforces the habit. It teaches your brain that the routine is worth remembering and repeating. The reward for an eating habit might be the pleasant taste of food. It could be a feeling of comfort or a distraction from unpleasant feelings. It might even be a social connection, like sharing a meal. To change a habit is often not about eliminating the cue or denying the reward. Instead, it is about finding a new, healthier routine that responds to the same cue and delivers a similar or even better reward. Eating is not always about physical hunger. Emotions play a huge role. Many people eat in response to feelings. Stress, sadness, loneliness, or even boredom can trigger the desire to eat. Food can provide temporary comfort. It can be a distraction from difficult emotions. This is often called emotional eating. It bypasses our rational thinking and willpower. The brain's reward system is deeply involved here. Highly palatable foods, rich in sugar and fat, trigger a release of dopamine. This chemical messenger makes us feel good, reinforcing the behavior. The brain's reward system is a powerful force, and it evolved to help us survive. Our ancestors needed to seek out calorie-dense foods. Sugar, fat, and salt signaled valuable energy sources. In today's world, these foods are abundant. They are often highly processed and engineered to be irresistible. This ancient survival mechanism can now work against our health goals. When we eat these foods, the dopamine rush creates a strong urge to repeat the experience. This biological drive can easily overpower conscious intentions and willpower alone. Our own thinking patterns can also sabotage weight loss. All or nothing thinking is a common trap. For example, someone eats one cookie. They then think, I've ruined my diet, so I might as well eat the whole box. This perfectionist mindset is unrealistic. It sets us up for failure. Another related issue is the what the hell effect. A small dietary slip-up leads to abandoning all efforts entirely. Recognizing these cognitive biases is crucial. It allows us to challenge these unhelpful thoughts. We can then develop more flexible and forgiving approaches. We also tend to be overly optimistic about our future selves. We often overestimate our ability to resist temptation later on. This is known as optimism bias. For instance, we buy a large family-sized bag of crisps. We tell ourselves we will only eat a small portion each day. However, the reality is often different. We might also believe that next week we will magically have more discipline. This kind of thinking prevents us from creating effective strategies in the present. Acknowledging our human vulnerabilities is a strength. It helps us plan more realistically. Instead of relying on willpower, we can use smarter strategies. One such strategy is habit stacking. This involves linking a new desired habit to one that already exists. For example, if you always make coffee in the morning, existing habit, you could decide to drink a glass of water right before it, new habit. For weight loss, this might be, after I serve my dinner, existing habit, I will add a portion of steamed vegetables to my plate, new habit. This method uses the power of existing routines. It makes building new, healthier behaviors feel more natural and less effortful. Designing your environment is another powerful tool. The goal is to make healthy choices the easiest choices. If unhealthy snacks are not in your home, you cannot eat them on impulse. Keep fresh fruits and vegetables visible and ready to eat. Store them at eye level in the fridge. Use smaller plates and bowls to help with portion control. These simple changes in your surroundings reduce the need for constant self-control. You're essentially making your environment work for you, not against you. This shapes your behavior with less conscious effort. Social support and mindset are also critical for success. Share your health goals with friends or family members who are supportive. Consider joining a group with similar aims. This provides accountability and encouragement. Crucially, practice self-compassion. Weight loss journeys are rarely linear. There will be good days and challenging days. When you face a setback, avoid harsh self-criticism. Treat yourself with understanding and kindness. Focus on overall well-being, not just the numbers on a scale. This includes your mental health, energy, and quality of life. Ultimately, understanding our own psychology is the key to sustainable change. Lasting weight management is not about having superhuman willpower. It is about using smarter, evidence-based strategies. By recognizing how habit loops work, the limits of ego depletion, our emotional triggers, and common cognitive traps, we can create systems that support our aspirations. Focus on making small, consistent changes. These changes compound over time. The journey is about working with your brain's natural tendencies, not engaging in a constant battle against them. This approach offers a more realistic path to health.